Rise and shine, and welcome to another Monday. The weekend is over. Time to get after it, everyone. Jason and Alicia here with you as we kick off a brand new week.
Grind begins. It's already February 5th. It feels like March, and I'm here for it, John.
Not everybody is, though.
No.
It's more like April, right? Or like late April. I don't know what this weekend was. You don't need screens. There's no bugs. It's an interesting time in our life here. Dense fog advisory, that's out until noon, and you can see that's all for western Minnesota. Willmar, Brainerd, up towards Bemidji, we're going to be dealing with that. 23 in St. Cloud, 21 in the Brainerd area, 26 here in the Twin Cities, 29 in Rochester, 24 in Mankato. So you are going to be dealing with temperatures warming. Go figure, right? We'll get to 44, maybe 45 degrees today. No fog, at least in the cities. It won't be as warm, say, in Willmar, where we have some of that fog. We will be talking about a chance at 50s and rain coming in your forecast.
John, thank you. Let's give you a look at the map. It is quiet for the Monday morning commute, which we love to see. We had an early on crash near the airport, already cleared. Here's a live look in between Minneapolis and Richfield on that stretch of 35W, 42nd Street. Traffic slowly starting to pick up, and we'll give our friends over in the eastern metro by St. Paul a look at the roads there, 35E and Grand Ave, where traffic is quiet.
Now to our top story here at 6 a.m. In the last 90 minutes, we've learned the Minnesota BCA is now investigating a second incident involving Willmar police in a week's time.
Yeah, this information comes just 24 hours after a Willmar police officer shot a man. Willmar's about an hour and 45 minutes from the Twin Cities. Let's check in with Cece Gaines, who was at the police station there this morning. Good morning, Cece.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, so a little over 18 hours ago, the Minnesota BCA actually posted on X saying that they're just in the preliminary stages of this investigation and they'll be giving us more information once that portion wraps up. But this morning, we do know that the officer involved in this situation is going to be okay. We're still waiting to learn about the suspect's condition, though, at this point this morning. Now, here's everything we do know. We know that according to police, someone called 911 yesterday morning saying a man was threatening him with a knife. The officer involved got to the scene, and while interviewing that caller, the suspect allegedly came out of a nearby doorway and charged at the officer with a knife. The officer tried to get away from the suspect, but police say the suspect just kept moving toward and threatening the officer with that knife, so the officer shot him. The suspect ran a little more than a block away before they were caught. So that's all the information we have from police right now. Coming up in 30 minutes, though, we're going to talk about reaction from the community and what they have to say about this incident. Guys.
All right, Cece Gaines reporting live for us this morning. Thank you very much. Let's get back to that second incident we mentioned that the BCA is investigating in Willmar. Just last week, a Candy-Ojai County Sheriff's deputy tased a 75-year-old man during an attempted eviction at an apartment in Willmar. Two Willmar officers were there when it happened. That man later died at the hospital. The BCA has not released the exact cause of that man's death.
At 3 o'clock this afternoon, the father of the man convicted in the 2021 shooting death of 12-year-old London Bean will be sentenced in a plea deal. Letterance Grady pled guilty to aiding an offender last month. Prosecutors say Grady drove his older son Jeremiah to a school bus stop where the then 18-year-old shot London. It was in retaliation to a fight between London and Grady's younger son. We were in the courtroom when Jeremiah was sentenced to 30 years in prison back in August.
I pray for him, but I don't know why he had to do my grandbaby like that when he didn't come there with no weapons.
Letterance is expected to be sentenced to just over 10 years in prison.
We're following a developing story out of St. Paul right now. Police are looking for a person who shot a man on a light rail train about 48 hours ago. Police found the victim at the Robert Street light rail station near the Capitol. The man told police he was robbed and shot before the suspect ran off the train. Police do expect that victim to be okay. Now, safety on the light rail and the Metro buses has been a concern for years now. Metro Transit recently put a new security plan into place. In a few hours, we're going to learn if it's working. Michelle Beck is live in Minneapolis to explain for us. Michelle.
So top officials say their briefing this afternoon will preview the update that the Met Council will get in just 2 days. Metro Transit's GM and police chief will detail the progress on the 40-plus action items on safety and security, specifically from the last few months of 2023. But as we followed this topic, we know Metro Transit has been pushing for much longer to clean up crime and drug use on the line. Officials made an action plan 2 years ago, adding dozens of checkpoints like employee training and a rider code of conduct.
Being able to bring online the security officers, the community service officers, the outreach workers, all those different layers, I think, are just helping us demonstrate that we really care about the experience on our system, and we have personnel out there to make it as good as it can be.
So coming up in the next half hour, we'll talk about the numbers that reveal what safety looked like here on Metro Transit last year. We'll also hear from the police chief detailing what's ahead when it comes to recruiting more people at no cost. Guys.
Michelle, thank you. We need to update you on the state of emergency right now in Southern California. Hurricane strength wind and life-threatening flooding is forcing people out of their homes this morning. This right here, brand new video just into the newsroom from Santa Barbara as heavy rain turns streets into rivers. And we just confirmed nearly 700,000 people along the coast are without power right now. Mandatory evacuations are in place for parts of Santa Barbara and Ventura counties. Area school districts, including in LA, are canceling classes today. The storm is expected to last several days and impact up to 37 million people.
In Minneapolis, the city council is expected to vote on a new contract for the group chosen to track changes at the city's police department. The city entered a consent decree last year. It came after George Floyd's death, when the Minnesota Department of Human Rights investigated MPD and found it consistently engaged in racial discrimination. This newly named independent monitor is a nonprofit called Effective Law Enforcement for All and was chosen from some 20 candidates. It will review and approve the department's policies and post progress reports on a process that could take up to 4 years. The group is expected to officially get to work next month.
Take a look at this new video from the Timberwolves locker room after last night's win. The players all celebrating their head coach, Chris Finch, who is now an NBA All-Star. Will Hall has the highlights from last night's game and more on Finch's big accomplishment.
Good morning. A significant game for Chris Finch in the Wolves last night at the Target Center. The Wolves hosting Houston, and with a win over the Rockets, Finch would join Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns in Indianapolis for the All-Star game, serving as head coach of the Western Conference squad.